Hey everybody out there, this is Gil at Mossy Head Bait Company, and today we are going to be talking about mullet fishing. Now, Mossy Head Bait Company, we're located in the Panhandle of Florida, and our whole business is kind of centered around encapsulating bait, whether it be soft baits like oysters, mussels, or clams. We have products that you put the bait inside of it, put it on your hook, lasts a lot longer. The fish can't steal your bait. We also have a line of lures that you can put bait on the inside, okay? We'd appreciate it if you check out our website, mossyheadbaitcompany.com, and look at our products, and we have a lot of fishing videos. But today, we are going to be talking about fishing for striped mullet here in the Panhandle of Florida. And a little story here, back in the late 50s when I was fishing with my grandma Inez, we used to fish for mullet with cane poles, and the way we would do it was we would get these small go hooks, put them under a cork, and we'd put a little bit of dough. Should make up like some flour and should make up a kind of a dough, and we would put that on the hook, and we would catch mullet with it. Now, as time went by, she discovered that you could catch mullet on the go hooks alone with no bait. Well, how did that happen? Well, it kind of went like this. We'd each have 2 or 3 cane poles. We'd be in like a 12-foot skiff. We'd have like 2 or 3 cane poles, and we'd have 3 baits in the water. And what was happening is, like, fish would bite, and she would grab it and jerk and miss the fish, but there's no bait on the hook. She would just set it back down because she's got 2 other poles in the water with bait on it. Well, what happened is that she started noticing that she was getting bites on the hook that had no bait on it more often than the hooks that had the bait on it. So long story short, she figured out, well, why should I be going through making all this bait when the mullet are just hitting the gold hook? And that's kind of how I came to know that. And I have, used it in my mullet fishing trips, and I've been very successful. The mystery is why will a fish bite a hook with no bait on it? A hook that doesn't look like a lure. It's not moving, it's just sitting there. Why in the world would a fish swim up to it and bite it? That's kind of been a mystery. I've been researching that for a couple of years now, trying to figure out why in the heck that would happen, because all the times I've been mullet fishing using this gold hook method, if you move that hook, if you put it down there and like jig it, like you're trying to flash that little gold in the water, the mullet won't hit it. Now, if I took that same gold hook concept and I went to Destin Pass, we're pretty close to Destin, Florida here, and went out there and I was bait fishing like for scad or Spanish sardines or something like that, or blue runners. Those are all bait fish. And it was very common that I would, the rig you're going to see today or tomorrow when I go fishing is the exact same rig that I would use at Destin to catch these other fish. But the difference is you throw out there and then you jig it. You jig it just like you had a jig on there. You jig it really fast and that little gold goes through the water and these bait fish hit it. But a mullet's totally different. That hook has got to be sitting dead still or they won't touch it. So the mystery is, why will a mullet swim up to a gold hook and bite it like it was something to eat? I think I may have found a plausible reason why this is happening. And after tomorrow's fishing trip, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to kind of put that information in there. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but after you see the video, I think you're going to go like, well, yeah, that could be it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go over now what we're talking about now. Mullet fishing is totally different than any other kind of fishing you've ever done. Okay, and I've been all over the world. I was in the military. I've fished all over the world. it's the only fishing where you take your bait, you don't put it on the hook, you take your bait and you throw it in the water to get the mullet to come up close to you. And then you put a bare hook in the water, and that's what you catch them on. So that's pretty unusual, okay, to say the least. So I'm kind of going into what kind of bait to use, all right? Well, as long as the bait is based on like vegetable matter, it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it seems like some of these chum baits work a little bit better than others, but it's really a personal choice. The key thing is that the bait must sink. Okay, you can buy a lot of this like dog food, cat food, all this stuff. You throw it out there on the water, it's going to float. You don't want anything like that. You have to buy something that once you throw it in the water, it's going to sink to the bottom, because that's where the mullet are going. They're going down to the bottom. Basically, they feed close to the bottom. They feed on vegetable matter. They feed on plankton and stuff like that. Okay, they don't chase bait fish or anything like that. They're not running around trying to catch big shrimp or minnows. They're basically just kind of moving through the water and almost like filter feeding, but they're not actually filter feeders. You know, they're actually taking this stuff in. And mullet have a gizzard like a chicken, so they get in this vegetable matter, it goes in the gizzard, grinds it up. Okay, so what bait do I kind of prefer? Okay, I like a product called Chum and Get It. It may be just a local product in this area, I'm not really sure. I'll show you what it looks like. This container right here holds about 10 pounds of it. It comes in 50-pound bags. And I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like here. That's kind of what it looks like right there. Okay. So that's the Chum and Get It. And normally what I do is I get out there, I get set up, and I'll take about 5 or 6 handfuls of that Chum and Get It. I throw it in the water. Then I'll get my rig together. It gets time for the mullet, you know, to find the bait and get up there. Okay, what rig do I use? We're talking about goal hooking. It's kind of a phrase we use around here when you go out and you find other mullet fishermen. You ask them, you know, how they're fishing. They say, well, either I'm snatch hooking, which is the most common way to catch mullet in where we're located in the Panhandle of Florida, and it's legal. They basically do the same thing. They throw the bait in the water, get the mullet to come up, but they use these big triple hooks. So they take these big old triple hooks and they tie them on their lines, and they lay it on the bottom, and they sit there and they watch their line. And when the school of mullet come in there feeding, they touch that line, okay? And they see that line move, and then they jerk and they impale the hook, impale the fish on the hook. And that is it is effective, and it's the most common way of catching mullet in this area. But years ago, when I got here and retired out of the military, I started mullet fishing with a friend of mine, who is the president of Bent Rod Fishing Club, which is in Definiac Springs, Florida. And we started mullet fishing together, and he was a traditional snatch hook mullet guy. Okay, so we went fishing together, and I was using the goal hooks, he was using the snatching method. And on that particular trip, I mean, you know how it goes in the boat sometimes. You know, sometimes your partner does better than you, and sometimes you do better than your partner. Well, that day, the goal hook method was really catching the fish. So I kind of converted my friend from snatch hooking over to goal hooking, and you get the added benefit that if you don't want the fish, you know, you can take him off the hook and throw him back. Where when you're snatch hooking, you're usually catching, you know, you really got this really big triple hook, and you're impaling the fish on it. Does a lot of damage to the fish. So even if you throw him back, a lot of times these fish are going to die. And that's one of the reasons I really like the goal hook method, because I have the option to throw the fish back if I don't want him. Okay, this is basically the type of rod I use. Now this is an ugly stick right here, okay, but it's basically a 10-foot brim or crappie pole, okay? It's very flexible, that's about the size reel that I use right there. And this is the rig. that I use right here. I'm kind of give you a close-up shot of it. And this is basically a drop shot rig with 2 gold hooks. I'll probably show this tomorrow. You'll see it again. But basically that's it. I'll just kind of, I got 3 gold hooks on it. I'll just kind of bring that up through the camera like that. And you can see how they're on that drop shot rig. And then I got a 1/4 ounce weight on the bottom. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. So I'll get out there and I'll throw this out into where I'm feeding the mullet. And I like to take my finger and put it on the line after it hits the bottom, and I got a good tight line. Now it's really important when you're using this gold hook method that you keep a tight line. Okay, don't let you wait and you see till the weight hits the bottom, and then you tighten up, and you want to keep a tight line. Okay, because when the mullet swims up and starts nibbling at that gold hook, you're not getting much of a bite. I mean, you really have to pay attention. If you're not paying attention when you're gold hooking for mullet, you're not going to catch anything. You really have to watch what's going on. So to kind of help me, the tip of the pole when a mullet bites, it's not much. It's just going to bounce just a little bit, not much. Okay, it's almost like a tiny little fish coming up and nibbling at your bait. There ain't a whole lot to it. So it's kind of easy to miss. So what I do is after I get a tight line, I'll put my index finger on the line like there. And a lot of times I'll feel that bite on the line before I ever see anything at the tip of the pole. So when I feel something, I just jerk and the bite's on. Now, mullet are a really hard fighting fish. And you're going to see in the video, I'm going tomorrow, and you're going to see in the video that pound for pound, mullet are a really hard fighting fish. Now, as far as eating, I mean, people out in Texas, you'll say, no, mullet's only good for bait. But you get down here in the deep south, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas and places like that, mullet is a fish that a lot of people like to eat, okay? The most popular way to eat them is people smoke them, okay? But I like blackened mullet. If you take mullet and blacken it, it's really good, okay? Especially if it's fresh. Well, okay, we'll get on, and tomorrow I'll take you fishing with me. I'll be heading to the lower Choctawhatchee River system just before it goes into the bay. This time of year, the mullet are moving in. They're starting to get full of eggs, roe. That's a really popular time of the year when people go after mullet because they like the roe. The mullet fishing industry in the state of Florida is based on the mullet roe. Okay, so the roe really get big around November and December, and you have the mullet they live most of their lives in the bay and the estuaries, but when they spawn, they go out into the Gulf of Mexico and spawn. So you have this big, huge migration out of the bays and estuaries out into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's when the big, the commercial interests go after them. And all they're really after is the roe, because they take that roe and they sell it to Japan, and over in Japan it goes for like $500 a pound over there. You can YouTube that, type in mullet roe processing Japan, and you're going to see, what they do with the eggs. Okay, it's a real high-end product in Japan. So anyway, that's it from Gil at Mossy Head Bait Company. Hey, if you like this, thumbs up. I really appreciate you subscribing or making comments at the bottom. I'll try to answer every one that I get. Tight lines. All right, got the first mullet of the day. Pretty good one.
Pretty good one?
Got him on them gold hooks. First one of the day there. Okay, got another one here. That's a good one here.
Get your limit so I can get up there.
Boy, I wish I could get a cooler full of them. That's two. Got another one. This mullet fishing is a hoot, man. Getting them on them gold hooks, man.
Like me, you found sweet.
All right. So far it's been pretty fast. Go back out there. I got 3 gold hooks on there in tandem. Sitting right on the bottom, dead still. There's another one. Just like that, man. There we go. What's that?
So what kind of bait did you throw out there?
Chum and get it.
I don't understand it.
Hmm?
You got the sweet spot.
That's usually the sweet spot right where you're sitting.
I know, that's why I was told. I said, I'm sitting here.
Well, you're snatch hooking, right?
Both.
You go hooking?
I got a go hook and a snatch hook.
Yeah, I'm just gold hooking. Alright, that's 3 quick ones. I don't know. Look at there. Oh, I'll tell you what.
Can I ask how you got it rigged?
They are just thick as fleas in there, man. I'm getting just about as fast as I can go down there. I don't know how long that's going to last. Well, I just see pretty quick fish in here. I don't know how long it's going to last. Look at that. I don't know what a hoot mullet fishing is. This is a good one here, man. Good fish. Well, I tell you, this mullet fishing is a hoot.
Yeah, if you catch them, it is. I'm gonna try your trick.
Man, it's a strong fish here. Oh shoot, man, I think I had 2 on there. Broke off 2 hooks. Hey, these are the hooks I'm using this morning. They're number 7s, short shank gold hooks. That last mullet I caught broke my. I lost 2 hooks. So I got 4 hooks there. I got to retie. So what I'm doing here, I'm just using a normal dropper loop. Put it through like that. Loop it over like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep that open with my finger. Take the hook, put it through that loop, bring it back. And there you go, just like that. I think I'm just going to put 2 hooks on this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cinch it down. And what I do is I just take the end of the line, do a double overhit. Not like that. 2, It creates a loop down at the bottom. I'm looking for a small weight. There we go. Take it like a 1/4 ounce weight. Put it through there, just like that. And there you go. Now, breaking the action there. I don't know what's going to happen now. Let's see. Okay, it's end of day's fishing here. I think I wound up with the 20. Get down there, boy, those are some really good size of mullet. I got some in there right at 2.5, 3 pounds. Those are all heading to a fish fry. Okay.